Welcome to Fish Talk Hunt Radio with John Hennigan, where we're going to cast and blast you right out of this world with some of the best hunting and fishing stories that you can't even imagine.
Welcome to Fish Hunt Talk Radio. This is John Hennigan, and our host Frank Selby's on the line with us. Frank,
always.
You sound a little weak this morning. Don't be dying.
I'm okay. Don't worry about it. We're going to get through this real easy.
Yeah.
We got some great guests today, don't we?
Yeah, it's looking good to me.
Yeah, you lucky dogs, you're leaving in another week or so to go to Alaska. You got one guy who would love to God, but everything went wrong.
Yeah. Well, it'll still be there next year.
Yeah, we'll go next year for sure.
This is kind of exciting to me because we're going to a different place. It's a little higher end, and the silvers I think are just starting to get thick up there. And we're going to be talking to Cabo and talking about fish. And I think that Jim's going to have some stories to tell us.
Oh, that's always good.
And then you've got that. Man, you keep coming up with all these fishing buddies of yours that you bring on, and I'm not complaining a bit. But sounds like these guys are. And what's great, Frank, is what we try and do is, we don't give current information. We just talk about places to go and what you can do there. And we cover everything, any type of fishing you want to do. And by the way, if there's something that people go, I'd always like to hear more about, just let us know, and we'll talk. We'll find somebody and want to find out more about it.
Well, we've had a few call us and ask us about a certain area. We always get somebody on the air the following week or the week after that.
Yep. But that's what's fun about this is because, well, of course, you've been everywhere and done everything and know everything, but it's always interesting to me to find out all these places I never really expected that you might want to go.
Yeah. The one thing that we both know, it's not what we know, it's who we know.
Well, there's a lot of truth to that. And it's like, a couple of weeks ago, we talked to a guy that is a charter fishing. He specializes in fishing in downtown Chicago and the Chicago River. Anyway, but we're going to have to take a quick break, and we're going to come back and jump right into it, Frank. So you hang in there, and we'll be right back.
A few years ago, a sailor set out to design a boat shoe that was comfortable and stable, non-skid, and wouldn't mark the decks. Today, these incredibly comfortable shoes are worn by anglers, boaters, professional guides, and charter captains. Go to SoftScience.com to see more. Soft Science shoes and boots are lightweight and shock absorbent with just the right level of support. Several styles come in all sizes. Enjoy the Soft Science shoe in the water and out. Check them out at SoftScience.com.
It's time for you to take a real fun adventure. Join a hosted fishing adventure to Alaska or Baja with the staff of Fish Talk Radio. Real Fun Adventures can book you on any adventure you desire. Bring your fishing friends or meet new ones. Fish Talk Radio gets the best deals from our sponsors to give you the best possible price. Real Fun trips are inclusive, easy, no-worry packages to the most popular fish grounds. Trips start around $600. Go to REELfunadventures.com.
If you are still using a plastic hard-shell cooler, things have changed for the better. AO coolers are lighter with twice the efficiency of the traditional bulky coolers. AO coolers are the best available soft-sided cooler with 3/4-inch high-density closed-cell foam insulation. They will keep ice frozen for 24 hours in hot weather. Easy to carry, less space, it fits product inside for better performance. Go to AOcoolers.com to order or find a retailer. Available at West Marine.
With a long pedigree, the Snow Bee brand today offers the very best equipment modern technology can provide. Started in Europe, Snow Bee is now providing quality fly fishing gear in the USA. Waders, clothing, rods, reels, fly lines, bags, and innovative new accessories. Enjoy your sport and leisure time more than ever. The affordable value of Snow Bee makes it available to everyone. Go to snowbee-usa.com.
Listen up, Amazon Prime members. For a limited time, you can start an Audible membership and save 2/3 on your first 3 months. That's $30 off. You pay just $4.95 a month for the first 3 months. After that, it's only $14.95 per month. Offer is valid now through August 31st. Audible members get a credit every month, good for any audiobook in our store, regardless of price, and 2 Audible originals. Unused credits will roll over. Visit audible.com/fish or text FISH to 500-500 and get started. If you don't like an audiobook, exchange it for free. Plus, your audiobooks are yours to keep forever, even if you cancel. There are no commitments. You can cancel anytime. Audible has the largest selection of audiobooks on the planet. Audio-guided fitness and meditation programs. Listen anytime, anywhere, and never lose your spot when you switch devices. Visit audible.com/fish or text FISH to 500-500 to get started.
Welcome back to Fish Talk Hunt Radio with John Hennigan.
John Hennigan and our host Frank Selby, and we have a good friend of ours that you've probably heard before, but it's been a while since we've had Jim Korchinski on. And Jim, interesting guy. I think it used to be his primary business. I don't really know what all he does, but he's got a limousine business in Canada. And where in Canada is that, Jim?
Edmonton, Alberta.
Alberta, that's right. And he also has a fleet of very nice, high-end charter fishing fleet. And in addition to that, he's got boats. I don't know, what do you call yachts, I suppose, would be a better term for it. And people go down and go out with him, not just to go fishing, because these boats are so nice, so luxurious. You know, people go down just party on them all day. But Jim, give us a rundown on the fleet that you've got in Cabo San Lucas now.
Well, it's quite the fleet. We have a range from 2 to 24 people capacity. We've got a 32-foot lures, 35-foot Riviera, 43-foot Riviera, and a refurbished 60-foot Bertram.
Oh my gosh, man! You got some dollars tied up. Those are high-end boats. And yeah, I know when you bought the Blue Sky some years ago, it was a nice boat, but it's had a lot of neglect. I don't know how much money you spend on it, but it's a brand new boat.
Yeah, we're actually repowering the 43-foot Riviera this week. We'll have a rebuilt engine on the vessel. But I'm very proud of my staff. If your listeners want to check us out on TripAdvisor, you'll see that there's many compliments on the performance of the crew and the food offered on board. Oh yeah,
those galleys are nice, and yeah, they take good care of you, man. You know, if you can pretend to be rich and famous when you get on those boats, because the service and the, the detail.
Your invitation to come on the show today is very timely, John. The fishing is just on fire right now with the marlin, and Blue Sky Cabo is an environmentally concerned marlin foundation type company. So we release our marlin back to the sea, and we harvest our tuna, dorado, and wahoo.
Oh wow! All right, sign me up. You're gonna have to give me a deal to get me on those boats. Those aren't cheap boats.
So we've got a mutual friend that's coming on the show next week.
Yeah.
His name is Chef Lenny. And Lenny's from the East Coast, and he's teaching me how to fish differently than how they fish in Mexico.
Interesting.
So Lenny's a captain in the Bahamas and New Jersey and Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And have you ever heard of a term called deep dropping?
Deep dropping? Well, I know if you're looking a lot of times for marlin, you'll put or marlin, or in some fish, you put maybe a dorado and put it down around 200 feet. But I'm not sure what you're talking about, no.
So we'll find a seamount at 1,200 feet.
Wow.
And we've got electric reels on the boat come September, October.
Yeah.
And we drop bait down to 1,200. And we're going to be acquiring grouper and snapper that have never been seen before in Cabo.
Oh.
So you might want to call it elevator fishing or grocery fishing.
Yeah, elevator fishing.
You get a nibble on it, you just push the button, and you can bring it up to 60, 80 feet and then reel in the rest.
Wow.
And,
Now
the
that's
size of fish that we're predicting is going to be just off the charts.
wow. Now that's my kind of fishing. Fighting a fish is one thing, but when you're dragging something up 1,000 feet, I'm not as buff as I used to be. And I've been known to hand off a rod if it's too big or too deep.
So when we're trolling or bait casting, as you know, a fellow friend, Chris Witt from Rip and Who, we're dragging those flashers behind the boat.
Yeah.
And I've got so much to tell you. We took our boats out of the water this summer and painted the blue on the bottom.
Uh-huh.
And then we added squids as a paint job.
Oh, okay. So it looks, when they're looking up, they see a school.
They do. They see a bait ball.
Wow.
Just as long as one of the marlin don't stick a spill through the bottom.
Yeah. Well, you know what's
we're going to be using dredges from Tackle Direct or Squid Nation, and I'm going to be dragging these giant dredges on the sidearms, and so we can't even pull these dredges in by hand. So that's the second reason we're using the electric reel.
Yeah. What, the 120-pound test line?
Yes. Yep.
Wow.
And then I redid Chris's Rip and Who's with mono, so we don't have a steel cord anymore.
Uh-huh. Well,
So the mono was getting beaten up and fraying, and we were losing some of the Rip and Who's in the water.
Uh-huh.
As you've been on the boat, when we bring those Rip and Who's up, they're all bit up by wahoo. There's all these wahoo bites on the trusses there.
Yeah, they just bit a little too far forward. Wow. And
I wanted to extend an invitation to the listeners. We have an open house every Wednesday. So if you're listening, all you have to do is go to blueskycabo.com or email me through our Contact Us page, and we'll treat you to a complimentary Fish Talk Radio Sunset Cruise open house every Wednesday, 90 minutes, on that lovely 60-foot Bertram that you've talked about.
Wow. And all you do is bring your own champagne, right?
Correct. Bring your own food and beverage. You know, we've done this for 3 or 4 years, and I found one of the best ways to get people addicted to our fleet.
Wow. No, that's fantastic, and we really appreciate that. Now, let's talk about, you said the blues are coming in thick.
Yes, unfortunately, they die. You probably know this. They're not a fish that we can release. We either cut the line on a mackerel or we get our lure back, but typically a lot of the lures, they just have heart attacks. So we're sad when we have a blue that passes away, but they fight so hard that they actually kill themselves.
Oh, just from a heart attack. Well, so speaking of that, I don't think I've killed a marlin in, 15, 20 years. But occasionally it happens that they die. And you don't just, feed them to the seagulls, because they make great table fare. Go take them over to Griselda's Smokehouse and let Gracie smoke it for you.
Yeah, well, we actually donate the meat to the community.
Uh-huh. Well, if you get one of those big blues, it's more you can handle.
Oh, for sure.
What size are the blues coming in now?
I'd say average 250 to 300. That's average.
Well, that's something you can handle on your own. But and you get up closer to 400, you're going to be real tired by the time you get it without electric reel.
Well, you've also had the occasion where we've dragged in a striper backwards, and it felt like 800 pounds.
Oh yeah, well it could drown it too, doesn't it?
It does, unfortunately.
Yeah, but no. Well, it's a little bit early for the blues to be coming. Usually it's towards the end of October, isn't it?
Well, that would be considered the high season. We've always had the blues at the beginning of August. Always.
Mm-hmm.
And that's based on water temperature. But sometimes it gets too hot, and the live bait in the water, not our live bait, leave the area. And then the fishing slows down. But,
do they just go deeper or do they leave?
Yeah, they just go deeper, or they take off to the East Cape.
Mm-hmm.
But typically we've been finding the marlin in early August, and then of course the rains come in September, and then it's back to normal in October.
Yeah, well, that's when the tournament season is. But we're going to have to go pretty quick. So let's make sure you operate the original boat was the Blue Sky. So your website is called
BlueSkyCabo.com.
Yeah, well, that's a tough one. BlueSkyCabo.com. And you can take a picture, take a look at some of the boats that you've got. And great crew.
If any of your listeners love to watch fishing, go to our Facebook page at Blue Sky Cabo. We broadcast, when we're in range, when we're in cell phone range, we broadcast all of our sites.
Wow. Great idea. I was just thinking about putting a YouTube channel on, so we'll take all those videos you can give us. All right. Sure. Jim, I really appreciate you taking the time, and it looks like now's the time to get down there. By the way, I have a condo down there that it's almost empty in September. I'll give it to you for half price. So get in touch with us. It's right on the marina, right next to the boats.
Fish on!
It's a big one.
For passionate sports fishermen who value first-class fishing experiences paired with personalized service and amenities, all-inclusive Salmon Falls Fishing Resort on the Inland Passage reinvents the Ketchikan fishing getaway. Guests enjoy exceptional gourmet cuisine, superior fishing excursions, fully guided charter or self-guided in center console boats accommodating 3 anglers, updated guest rooms and suites, on-site fishing processing to clean, freeze, and pack your catch. Rooms range from log cabin rustic to modern. Our 52 rooms offer the ultimate in comfort after a long day of sightseeing, fishing, and exploring Ketchikan. Non-anglers love Salmon Falls too, shopping along Creek Street, kayaking, hiking, whale watching, or gathering around our fire pits with a hot beverage, all at prices less than expected. Just pull up Salmon Falls Resort in your search engine.
The East Cape of Baja, Mexico is world famous for sport fishing. Dorado, tuna, wahoo, marlin, sailfish, roosterfish, and pargo. The Van Wormer resorts make dreams come true at a price all can afford. Hotel Palmas de Cortez, Playa del Sol, and Hotel Punta Colorado have the biggest and best sport fishing fleet in all of Mexico. Call toll-free to 877-777-TUNA to find out how affordable world-class fishing can be. The finest resorts and the best boats in East Cape. Call 877-777-TUNA.
Vagabundos Del Mar Boat and Travel Club has 42 years experience introducing RVers to the joys of Mexico. Specializing in Baja, Vagabundos leads caravans and sponsors fishing tournaments, trailer boat cruises, and weekend getaways in Mexico and the West. Vagabundos Del Mar also saves its 10,000 members tons of money on low-cost auto insurance. Stay up to date on Mexican travel with the printed newsletter online at vagabundos.com or call 800-474-BAJA.
With a long pedigree, the Snow Bee brand today offers the very best equipment modern technology can provide. Started in Europe, Snow Bee is now providing quality fly fishing gear in the USA. Waders, clothing, rods, reels, fly lines, bags, and innovative new accessories. Enjoy your sport and leisure time more than ever. The affordable value of Snow Bee makes it available to everyone. Go to snowbee-usa.com.
A full-service fly shop, His and Her Fly Fishing, offers FFI certified international fly fishing instructor and guide service with Frank Selby. Listen to Frank as host of FishHuntTalkRadio.com or listen live Saturdays at 9 a.m. Pacific Time on Sirius XM Radio Channel 211. Custom flies are handmade to your order in-house in Newport Beach. Fishing in Mexico, Belize, Florida, or the Rockies, Frank and the staff will deliver exactly what you need. Flies and gear. Google His and Her Fly Fishing.
Welcome back to Fish Talk Hunt Radio with John Hennigan.
Right. This is John Hennigan, and of course, we have our host, Frank Selby. Hey, by the way, Frank, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, sorry about that. We've got a very talented board operator, but this is his first time on this board today, so hey, Frank, first of all, I apologize. I spent all that time talking to Jim. I got so excited that I almost forgot that you're supposed to be hosting the show. But we're on the trying right now to get in touch with Cody. But, man, was that some exciting stuff and some tips that Jim gave us?
Oh, yeah. It was hilarious.
But always new stuff, and that's why. By the way, I mentioned it real quickly, but this is off season. You know, the peak of the billfish is usually in October. Usually get some rains in September. And I've got a condo in Cabo San Lucas that's just sitting there with nobody in it. So if anybody's interested in coming down in September, I'll give a half-price special. But just get in touch with me and we'll get you fixed up. Apparently the blues down there now are just thick as flies. And, you know, we're talking 250 to 400 pounds.
Yeah.
But of course, you know, Jim, he does have some electric reels if they get too big. But I tell you what, man, I've caught enough marlin. And if I get one that's really big, I'd just soon hand off the pole. But what I really get excited about is putting somebody on their first one. Man, those things that go out a couple hundred yards and dance on their tails. But a tip, if you hook a blue and it comes up out of the water and all you can see from the shoulders up, you're in trouble. When they get up and dance on their tails, those are the smaller ones. But if they just barely come up out of the water, you got a big one. And so you better be ready for it. And anyway, tell us a little bit about Cody, because we're trying to get him on the line now.
Yeah, Cody is a guide, and he does two states there.
Put him on the air.
Is he there?
Yeah. Frank, we do have Cody on the line, but go ahead and tell your story about Cody.
Is he still not there?
Hopefully. He's here.
Hello?
He's waiting for you.
Hey, Cody.
Hey, guys.
We were just starting to talk about you, and I was going to say all kinds of bad stuff. You wasn't on time, but
well, I'm glad I'm on the line now.
Yeah, the first thing we want you to do is give out your website and where you fish.
So our website is www.mayflyguides.com, and we're based out of Utah in Salt Lake City and Park City. And if you can't tell, I'm on the river right now.
I was just going to say,
windy.
Cody, it sounds like I hear some wind noise. You must be on the water.
Yep, we are. We're out. We're on the Strawberry River right now.
And
I hate you.
Where is that from Salt Lake?
What's that?
Where is that from Salt Lake?
From Salt Lake, that's about 2 hours east of Salt Lake is where the Strawberry River is.
So that sounds like that sounds like
mostly.
So that sounds like it'd be up in the mountains.
We're actually in high desert is where we're at right now. It's not a very mountainous area. It's pretty much the nickname out here is the Oasis because it's pretty green, but you're surrounded by a huge desert area.
Well, you're surrounded by some mountains.
Fishing's great.
Fishing's unreal out here.
Yeah, I know.
I think, let's see, we probably had about 10 eats, and we've put 5 in the net, and they've all been big fish, not a small one in the bunch.
Wow. And
I hate you. You know that, Cody.
No,
I know you do.
I'm supposed to be on that boat with you today.
I know. I love my job. I wake up pretty happy guy every day.
Cody, are these blues you're talking about? Rainbows?
Rainbows.
These are all brown trout.
Oh, so they're wild.
These are grasshopper-eating, mice-eating brown trout.
Mice eating. Hey, I'm curious to see if it's really true about. You've ever heard about the mouse and the shingle?
No. It's true.
Is it?
It's true. They used to put them on a shingle and pull them off.
Well, you put a mouse with a hook in it, and put it on the shingle and just push it out.
Put it on a shingle, let it swim around. That's not. I'm not into using that live bait. I'm all about using artificial flies.
Yeah. Well, you're a fly angler.
That's cheating.
Yeah.
That's really cheap.
Well, you know what? I believe in whatever works, but most of the time, fly fishing works the best.
Yeah, it really does. You know, on a lot of our rivers, you will see spin fishermen out there using spoons and stuff like that, and 9 times out of 10, the fly is going to work a lot better.
Well, just a thought. How about someone that wants to take a spinning rod, light gear, and put a woolly booger on the end or some sort of bigger fly?
I mean, I think that will work just fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really see that would be an issue. I mean, that's what we're using out here when we're throwing streamers, and I think as long as it's got enough weight on it, it'll cast pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that not working at all.
Yeah.
I think that, fish do like those spoons sometimes just because of the flash, and that's why we tie a lot of our streamers with a lot on them.
Mm-hmm.
New thing that we started.
Usually we do that with the kids. We'll have them take a spinning reel and then put a big strike indicator and a couple big split shots and have them throw woolly boogers, and they catch fish.
Yep. Yeah, no, it really does work. We out here on this river especially, we're occasionally when we're out of ideas to catch some of these fish, we'll put big 5-6 inch streamers on our nymph rig, and you can catch fish out here that way.
And did you put a hook on the streamer?
Yep. Oh yeah.
That's what a streamer is, John.
It's got a hook on it.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing out here, is trying to catch fish.
Uh-huh. That's and the browns, what kind of flies do you normally use?
Out here they eat a lot of mayflies. Pale morning duns is a really key fly to have out here. This time of year, there's a lot of grasshoppers in Utah. Almost all of our rivers right now are starting to pop off with grasshoppers.
But are you using dry flies?
Right now we're nymphing, but we have been throwing some dries, gotten some looks on the grasshopper.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, this time of year is a great time to be in Utah just because of all the grasshoppers. It really comes off pretty good when we have a good winter, and we had a great winter this last year. So if we have a lot of water, hit it. Let them run.
Yeah.
We got a fish on.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot you were fishing.
You guys may have to bear with me here for a little bit.
You go ahead.
Well, go right ahead.
The last one we hooked, I'm not kidding, it jumped 6 feet out of the air.
Wow.
And Mike here said that just made his day.
Well, would you like to introduce your guests?
What's that?
You want to make your guests famous? Would you like to introduce them?
Oh, I would love to. Mike, what's your last name?
Rodney.
This is Mike Rodney, and Mike Rodney's from New York, and we're out here. Oh, yeah, we got a big one here, guys.
Ooh. All right.
Keep that tip
well,
up.
You do what you need to do. We're listening.
He's taking drag right now. I'm about 50 feet below Mike right now, running down the river. Oh, keep that. Come with him. Yep, keep coming. Oh,
you're fishing from the bank. Yeah.
Yeah, we're on a walking way trip right now. This river, we try not to. You don't really need a boat for it. Yep, just keep coming, Mike. Yeah, this fish now is getting close to the backing.
Do you want to tell him that he's talking to about 1 million people? Seriously.
Hey, Mike, you better land this fish because there's about 1 million people listening right now. Keep coming. Keep that rod tip up. Watch for that debris in there. Oh, man.
Left to right.
This is exciting. This is almost like a video.
This fish is not stopped.
That's double digits.
And what did you hook him with?
This one looks like he ate what's called a Mitchell split case. It's a PMD pattern. Oh, man. Oh.
This is great.
Try and stop him a little bit, Mike. There he goes.
This is exciting.
So you guys are running down the bank following him?
Oh, no. Is he off? Oh, he popped off.
Oh.
So I'm about I would say
gave him such a bad time.
He was just too big.
Couldn't handle the pressure.
What weight are you using?
He was worried about all the people listening to it.
All
right. We're using a 6-weight
okay.
rod right now. That one break it? Yeah.
Well, We've got about 2 minutes left, Cody, so that was very exciting. It was almost like watching a video.
Yeah. that fish broke our whole rig off on 3X.
Cody, tell us real quick, if somebody wants to get involved in joining this, they get in touch with you by going to, what was your website?
So they can go to our website. It's mayflyguides.com.
Okay, that's an
they
easy
can also
one.
find us on Instagram at mayfly.guides.utah.
Okay. And then when people come up to fish with you, you fix them up with accommodations and all that?
Oh, yeah. We provide everything. Waders, boots, rods, reels, transportation, lunch, whatever anybody needs, we'll have it for them.
And they fly into Salt Lake?
Yep. You can be in Salt Lake or Park City. We'll pick you up in either area.
Okay.
And then we'll drive you out to wherever
we're
we're
going to
going.
have to turn you loose, Cody. So it's pretty simple. It is mayflyguides.com.
Yep.
Alrighty.
That's it.
Good job. Hey, thanks for the entertainment, Cody. And get up and see him if you want to get in on this. Okay, we got to go.
I apologize to him for giving him a
Okay, we got to go. We'll be right back with you on Fish Talk Radio.
The road stretches for miles in front of you, and with the Ram 1500, you'll be able to reach mile after open mile. It gets a best-in-class 25 miles per gallon highway, so your destination won't just be determined by your gas gauge, but by your gauge for achievement. And the Ram 1500 is the first ever back-to-back Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Guts, glory, Ram. See your local Ram dealer today for great deals. EPA estimated 25 mpg highway based on V6 4x2.
A full-service fly shop, His and Her Fly Fishing, offers FFI certified international fly fishing instructor and guide service with Frank Selby. Listen to Frank as host of FishHuntTalkRadio.com or listen live Saturdays at 9 a.m. Pacific Time on SiriusXM Radio Channel 211. Custom flies are handmade to your order in-house in Newport Beach. Fishing in Mexico, Belize, Florida, or the Rockies, Frank and the staff will deliver exactly what you need. Flies and gear. Google His and Her Fly Fishing. The Soft Science footbed absorbs the shock of pounding waves, engine vibration, and even rocky terrain. Soft Science shoes are roomy and relaxed, and they drain and dry quickly. Check out the Soft Science Fin fishing shoes and boots and the Fin H2O for kayaking and canoeing. They're lightweight, slip-resistant, and won't mark your deck. See the new styles for men and women and get your pair on at softscience.com. Alaskan RV Butler. Guiding, fishing, hiking, sightseeing, adventure. The Alaskan RV Butler. Like a cruise on wheels in the comfort of an RV, view the wonders of Alaskan interior, streams, ocean, and wildlife. Or fish for the big one, all while pampered by Mike, the Alaskan RV Butler. Mike's inclusive tours serve butter-drenched shellfish and mouth-watering steaks. Mike is your personal chef, chauffeur, guide, and planner. And for the real Alaska, contact MikeRVButler at gmail.com. That's MikeRVButler at gmail.com.
It's time for you to take a real fun adventure. Join a hosted fishing adventure to Alaska or Baja with the staff of Fish Talk Radio. Real Fun Adventures can book you on any adventure you desire. Bring your fishing friends or meet new ones. Fish Talk Radio gets the best deals from our sponsors to give you the best possible price. Real Fun trips are inclusive, easy, no-worry packages to the most popular fish grounds. Trips start around $600. Go to REELFunadventures.com.
Oh, Frank, is that you? Okay, we're coming on now.
Here.
Welcome back to Fish Talk Hunt Radio with John Hennigan.
Right. Welcome to Fish Hunt Talk Radio. This is John Hennigan in studio with our host, Frank Selby. And, Frank, why don't we let you go and introduce Victor Vaughn. Frank, you there?
How are you, Frank? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful.
What I'd like you to do right away is get out your website, then we'll start talking about fishing in Sedona.
Sure. You know, you can look us up at SedonaFlyFishingAdventures.com. And it seems like a lot of people are going through TripAdvisor to find us, too, and that takes you straight to our website.
Hey, John.
Yo.
You got any questions for him?
Well, I know that Sedona is one of the most beautiful places in the world. Never really thought about going there to go fishing, but man,
a lot of people overlook that. You're right. Mm-hmm. They don't think of the desert as having water, but it does. It's got to make those trees green and.
No, it's one of the most beautiful places in the country, maybe even the world. It says colors, and is that where they have Red Rock? And
it does.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Well, where do you find fish there?
Oak Creek. That's usually where we fish, right there in Oak Creek Canyon, and it runs parallel to 89A.
Mm-hmm.
It's a spring-fed creek, so it comes right out of the ground, right up towards before you start the switchbacks up to Flagstaff.
Hey, I have a question for you. We know a lot of rivers will appear and disappear because they'll come out of the ground and go back into the ground. Do the fish live underground?
No, these fish. We got a good water aquifer up there at the top of the canyon, and it feeds our creek year round. So we don't usually have a lot of trouble with, with the water depth and that kind of thing. But they're out in the creek all the time.
Ooh. And what are they? What species?
We have browns and we have rainbows.
Mm-hmm.
And the browns are wild and the rainbows are stocked.
Mm-hmm.
Game and Fish stocks it pretty regular through, I want to say, October, November, and they begin stocking it in March.
Well, it gets a little cool up there in the winter, doesn't it?
It can. It depends on the kind of winter we have. There's times it's been warmer some seasons than others.
Mm-hmm. Well, tell us about.
I've been up there a couple of times fishing just before Christmas, and I was in a T-shirt. But it's a dry cold. It's not a wet cold.
Yeah, there you go. It's a dry
just
heat.
Just like the heat. Dry heat, dry cold.
Now, give us some.
And you guys, there's a few places you can recommend they stay at if they're up for the day.
Yeah, there's all kinds of little pull-offs. There's pull-offs up through the canyon and parks. Oak Creek goes all the way from the top of the canyon all the way down to the Verde River. So it warms up a little bit. Some people can find places to fish as it comes down out of the canyon, but most of it goes on up there.
Well, Vaughn, give us a typical day on charter fishing with you.
So what we usually do, and that's kind of a generalization of our business, when people book, you get your confirmation, and we book through the website. And then depending on what people want to do, we usually pick them up in the mornings, or we can meet them up in town somewhere.
And where is that? In Sedona?
What's that?
Sedona?
In Sedona. Mm-hmm. So usually our half days run 4 hours, and our full days run 6.
Mm-hmm.
So, we supply everything. You don't need practically anything except maybe the clothes on your back and a hat and some sunglasses.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you forgot the camera.
The what?
For the camera.
Oh, you got it. So, too, I take pictures for people. Most of the time when I'm out on trips, they're nervous about taking their camera. So a lot of times I'll take pictures with my phone and just text them to them after the trip.
Thank you. That's what you needed to get in there.
And
we're full service.
Okay. And you fly right into.
I know that, or I wouldn't have called you back.
Well, that's right. We are full service.
Hey, John.
Yes, sir.
I love fishing Sedona, but both of us do not ask us what flies we're using, where the best spot to fish. Like down below the certain hatchery, but other than that, we will not tell you a word of what we use.
You're exactly right.
You get that.
That's right. We have, people call on like, hey, I don't have money for a trip, but can you tell me where to go? And I'm thinking, I'm not selling the farm. Well, it's a wonderful place. It's kind of, that's right. I keep my lips shut. So, but you know what? Just another general thing about our business is we take people who've never touched a fly rod in their lives, and I got to tell you, that's probably close to 70%. It's huge. And that's what makes it fun. You know, we always kind of get people down next to the water and go over tutorial. And a lot of those guys that, you know, our TripAdvisor's full of it, that you can take a guy who's fished maybe 5 years and put 20 to 25 feet on their roll cast, and they always say that's worth the price of admission. You know, so you learn a lot.
Well, do you dry fly or nymph or what?
Both.
Yeah.
We fish a little bit of everything. You know, when we can get people to fish, you know, small streamers like semi seals and that kind of stuff, we do that also. But it's kind of all over the place. When I'm teaching them to cast, you know, you want to teach with one fly first.
Yeah.
And then sometimes we fish double nymph rigs. We fish, you know, dry droppers. It's all over the board.
Well, is that for an indicator, or do you put them both down?
They both. They could take either one. So that way I always tell people you're kind of increasing the buffet line, you know, up top and one on bottom.
Doubles your pleasure.
What's that?
I said it doubles your pleasure. Doubles your
It sure does. It sure does.
Instead of just one.
You're right, though. It's, you know, and that's the good way. It's a good search pattern. You know, if you have one on top and one on bottom, like fishing a small streamer, you can cover a ton of water.
Well, it sounds like it would work as an indicator also. So how high up do you put the top one?
Yeah.
It depends
One
on the
dry,
hole.
one
You know,
in.
you're right, and it depends on the hole. So what I usually do, you know, guide rule number 1 is know your water. So a lot of that being said, you know, it depends. We fished a lot of that stuff so much that you may drop an indicator or drop a nymph 2 feet. You may drop it. There's places where you know, only drop it a foot. It just depends.
Well, I'd like to. You mentioned about people calling you up and saying, "Well, where do I catch fish?" And you say, "Put your line in the water."
In the creek. That's right. In the creek. Use flies and put it in the creek. That's what we say.
But there's always something. We've said it so many times, especially even if you only do it for one day. There's such a thing as local knowledge, and the only way to do that is an expert that fishes these waters all the time.
It's true. You start to know the fish by name. That one over there is Larry, and that one's Howard.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a pleasure.
Not the bigger fish.
Yeah, that's right. I always tell people you got to have, you know, it's on this creek, you got to be able to cast, you know, and do it the right way. And it's more, I always tell people, you know, I'd rather you be short and tight than long and sloppy, because you can spook fish on this creek. So, but, you know, for the beginners that's never done it before, you just kind of ease their mind by saying, you know, we're going to learn to fly fish today.
Well, when you're walking and wading, you know, I've heard different things, but how important is it to stay invisible to the fish? You know, in other words, you know, get sneak up on them where they don't see you or their shadow.
You can set somebody up on you know, you may see a 16, a 15-inch fish up on a bank somewhere, and if somebody, even by accident, it happens all the time, you know, somebody slip and splash, it's gone. You know, not all the time, but most of the time. You want to stay down and kind of be stealthy with it, you know. Obviously, you don't want to splash too much with your cast, and you're trying to get as long a drift. You know, our creek is crystal, and you want to get the neatest, longest drift that you can to them, and a lot of times that pays off.
Well, I got a quick story. It's, we went with the guide on the Salmon River one time, so he's taking us out, and for the first 30 minutes, we crawled up to the bank and stared at the water. And what he wanted to do was teach us how to see the fish underwater, because those fish are so well camouflaged, there's no way you can see it. So what you're doing,
you're right.
You're looking for a shadow on the bottom.
That's right. You look for the shadow of fish a lot of times. I always have, you know, people can be standing there next to them. They look like, I don't see any fish in the creek. And I always say, well, they're not waving at you.
Yeah.
And when you pull a beautiful brown out of the creek, you start realizing, man, it's tough to see them. So you always look for the shadow.
On the bottom.
Or just a peep of the fish.
Okay, well, it looks like we're getting a finger from from our board operator. So.
Which finger?
Yeah. But,
we'll keep that to ourselves.
Okay,
yeah,
well, we got about a minute. So anyway, how do you arrive at Seldonia?
How did I get here?
No. If somebody wants to go visit with you, how do they get there?
They'll look us up. Most people fly into Phoenix, or some people fly into Vegas, and they drive up.
Mm-hmm.
We're about an hour and a half to 2 hours out of Phoenix.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's not bad because we have clients. They'll call and they'll drive. Some people drive up here just for the day. So.
Mm-hmm. Like I said,
but they look us up on the website.
Beautiful country, and there's certain places.
Beautiful.
I think there's certain places in the world. I live in Santa Barbara. I think that's one of them. Is that you'll tend to see people that you know because they just know where the special places are.
Yeah, I don't see myself leaving. It was a culture shock when I moved here, and it's this day, even to this day.
All right, well, we're going to let you go, Victor, and it's it's the website is right in front of me here. It's Seldona, flyfishingadventures.com.
That's right.
All righty.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Victor.
It's a pleasure, gentlemen. Thank you.
Thanks, Rick.
You got it.
A few years ago, a sailor set out to design a boat shoe that was comfortable and stable, non-skid, and wouldn't mark the decks. Today, these incredibly comfortable shoes are worn by anglers, boaters, professional guides, and charter captains. Go to softscience.com to see more. Soft Science shoes and boots are lightweight and shock absorbent with just the right level of support. Several styles come in all sizes. Enjoy the Soft Science shoe in the water and out. Check them out at softscience.com. Used by fishermen who know where to get the best fishing gear around, AFTCO makes the highest quality fishing rod components worldwide. If it says AFTCO, you know you have a quality rod. Guy Harvey Clothing, the best outdoor clothing line anywhere, is also available through AFTCO. Longest lasting, functional, and best looking clothing you'll be proud to wear. Only the very best materials and workmanship. As soon as you put it on, you'll know the difference. Look for AFTCO at quality retailers or go to aftco.com.
Listen up, Amazon Prime members. For a limited time, you can start an Audible membership and save 2/3 on your first 3 months. That's $30 off. You pay just $4.95 a month for the first 3 months. After that, it's only $14.95 per month. Offer is valid now through August 31st. Audible members get a credit every month, good for any audiobook in our store, regardless of price, and 2 Audible originals. Unused credits will roll over. Visit audible.com/fish or text FISH to 500-500 and get started. If you don't like an audiobook, exchange it for free. Plus, your audiobooks are yours to keep forever, even if you cancel. There are no commitments. You can cancel anytime. Audible has the largest selection of audiobooks on the planet. Audio-guided fitness and meditation programs. Listen anytime, anywhere, and never lose your spot when you switch devices. Visit audible.com/fish or text FISH to 500-500 to get started.
Fish on!
It's a big one.
For passionate sports fishermen who value first-class fishing experiences paired with personalized service and amenities, all-inclusive Salmon Falls Fishing Resort on the Inland Passage reinvents the Ketchikan fishing getaway. Guests enjoy exceptional gourmet cuisine, superior fishing excursions, fully guided charter or self-guided in center console boats accommodating 3 anglers, updated guest rooms and suites, on-site fishing processing to clean, freeze, and pack your catch. Rooms range from log cabin rustic to modern. Our 52 rooms offer the ultimate in comfort after a long day of sightseeing, fishing, and exploring Ketchikan. Non-anglers love Salmon Falls too. Shopping along Creek Street, kayaking, hiking, whale watching, or gathering around our fire pits with a hot beverage, all at prices less than expected. Just pull up Salmon Falls Resort in your search engine.
Oh, hey.
Welcome back to Fish Talk Hunt Radio with John Hennigan.
This is John Hennigan, and of course, we have our host Frank Selby. And Frank, we did it again.
Yeah, I don't know how, but we did it.
Yeah. Well, all your contacts and all your interesting guests. And again, what's really fun about this is we find so many places that people may not have even thought about. And Sedona's a beautiful area, but I never really thought it was a great fishing spot. But apparently,
there's a lot of things to do in Sedona.
Mm-hmm.
You can go Jeep trail riding. They have all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Watching for the moon, people.
What?
A lot of things.
Oh yeah, there's some weird people up there in there. It's a very spiritual place.
Yes. Oh, one thing I wanted to tell you, John. Next week, I have a very, very close friend, and the name of his place is Buried Hook. Now, that is controversial. You know, most people think of Buried Hook as in the hand or your finger, but he means in the hook of the jaw, back in the corner.
And where's he located?
But I think that was one of the best names, of one of the few best names I've ever heard for fishing guides.
Well, let's kind of go over a few things, Frank. First of all, we started with Jim Korchinski, and he's got a fleet of beautiful boats out of Cabo San Lucas, and he's talking right now, as you're listening. There's a ton of blue marlins being caught down there right now.
Yeah.
And it so happens that I've got a condo right near the marina, right by the beach. You don't even have to take a taxi. It's quicker to walk anywhere downtown.
Yeah, it's 1 block.
Yeah, about that. But
it is 1 block.
Yeah, it is.
To the beach.
Yeah, 2 to the beach, 1 to the marina. But it's 3 bedroom, 3 level. It should go for $250 a night, and because September, for whatever reason, people are afraid to go down there. They think it's going to rain or whatever it is. It's not a busy time of the year. But if any of our listeners are interested, I'll give it to them for half price, $125 a night. Sleeps up to 6. Full kitchen, full dining room, laundry. 3 levels with a sun deck with a built-in barbecue on top, and it's rather than letting it sit empty, get in touch with me and I'll fix you up.
Yeah, they'll pick you up right at the airport.
Oh yeah, we'll arrange a driver to take you directly to the condo, and save you some money on cab fare. And it just it really is right now is a good time to say, you know what, I'm going down there next week. Not everybody can do that, but if you can. Sure, and you can. This is not the kind of place where it's just a guy's trip. Bring the family, bring whoever you haven't been in love with at the time, because it's just a great experience and incredible fishing right now in the blue marlin, and we're talking 250 to 400 pounders. So anyway, that's my commercial. But get in touch with John at fishtalkradio.com. Just John at fishtalkradio.com. And I'll take care of you. I'll take good care of you. Get you all set up with everything. And Frank, of course, we want to mention his and her fly shop. Wherever you're going, whatever you need, he'll make a custom fly to go for exactly what you're looking for. And that's his and hers. What's the website?
Hisandherflyfishing.com.
Hisandherflyfishing.com. Okay. Frank, we're getting a little close on time, but it sure is a pleasure working with you on this show. We've had a great time today and some great information. Okay, Frank, we appreciate that. Go to the website, listen to the show as many times as you want, right on the front page. Just put listen in, and if you missed anything, listen to it or go back to some previous shows. A lot of great stuff coming at you. All right, thank you, Frank. You are listening to fishtalkradio.com.